Sure, I haven't picked up the camera in such a long time. I don't even know where to look. But anyways. What's good, everybody? I go by the name of Botshelo Poeng. In case you didn't know, now you know. And welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Herself. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to watch the camera and not the screen. I'm so sorry, guys. I haven't done this in a while. And I'm back. Am I better? We'll find out. Otherwise, and let me tell you something that you haven't asked me in a while. Or haven't asked me at all. But anyways, enough about that. If you're a returning subscriber, a regular degular, welcome. And I'm so sorry that I haven't been consistent. I'm so sorry. How consistent? That's the thing. How consistent? But I'm back. And I did see your emails. I did see your texts, your inboxes, and wow, guys, I am humbled and I thank you. I'm so sorry that I've been gone. It's been a long 4 months, but I am back. And this is the reason why today's video is dedicated to you guys. And if you're a new subscriber, I don't know who guy. I don't know. But anyways, welcome. I hope you stay. I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and you become part of the family. Yeah, so many things that I forget. I keep forgetting where I should look. I keep forgetting how I should do my intro. I forget a lot of things because I haven't done this in a while. But anyways, before we get to the crust of this video, I just wanted us to have a toast. Cheers to life herself. Rena coffee, guys. Arsana bujwala, guys. Wait, arsana bujwala. Artlogelen bujwala. Yeah, refreshing. It's like a reward. So, guys, as seen by the title of the video, the main point of me making this video is to tell you guys where I'm at with regards to life and my mental health and how I'm dealing with everything that happened. You know, for those of you guys who don't know, I lost my mom 6 months ago, and it was a shock. It still is a shock. Every single time I get home, because I didn't stay at home anymore. So every single time I would come home, it would be something else. You know, I struggle to find it, to accept actually that the person that I'm supposed to be seeing for Khai is not here. You know, so just the backstory of how my mom passed on. So my mom got sick around June last year. She got very sick, but then because we all moved to different cities, me and my siblings, and I would stay with my mom most of the times. I moved to a different city because of work, and I couldn't come home as frequently as I possibly could. You know, my mom got sick around June last year, and I didn't think it was serious because sometimes my mom would be like, no man, it's a flu, but I'll be fine and whatnot, until people started calling us to say, listen, your mom is not okay, your mom is really sick, you know. And sure, I think I had like 4 weeks morning. And when I came home that day, I remember when I came home that day, it was June. When I came home, me and my siblings decided to take a trip and come back home. You know, when we came home, everybody was here, everybody was here. And mind you, my mom stayed alone in this house. My mom stayed alone and everybody was here. And the woman that I saw that day was not my mom. You know, she was weak. she was, that's the thing about my mom. My mom would always say, I'm fine, even though she's not okay. You know, she was that type of person, and all I could do was to hug her and cry behind her. You know, like I didn't want her to see me cry because they were talking to her. So I hugged her from like in front, and then and then just cried, you know, because it was just, yay, what's happening, you know? But I had hoped. I prayed so much that God, please, not her, because for everyone who knows me personally, you guys know that my mom, it's always been me, my mom. You know, my sister has always been an independent woman out there. I love that woman, by the way. Independent woman trying to make life work without the help of anyone, you know. But she was also there, you know, and my siblings, everyone was just, I'm the last born kohai, by the way. So it was then when I realized that my mom was not okay. And then my sister, at that time, my sister only, we actually, everybody, all of us realized then that my mom is not okay, right? Yeah, so my sister was like, you know what? I think you should book yourself into a hospital so that we can get real results and stop contemplating or assuming that you're going to be okay, you know, or using home remedies and whatnot. Well, fine, cool. It got to a point. You must sip on your tea, by the way, guys. I did say on my first video ever that whenever you tune into my channel, please have something to nibble on or to drink. So it's a gloomy day today, so kiyavuma. Nah. So my mom went to hospital, booked herself into hospital, and they told her that she had TB and pneumonia, right? And at that time she was coughing. She was coughing for real, right? Fine, cool. My sister was expecting at that time. Can I say that? Can I tell you guys that? Yeah, but then, yeah, she was expecting at that time, and she didn't tell my mom. So we actually thought that maybe my mom is sick because my sister didn't tell her that she's expecting, right? But she told her, and yeah. And then my mom went to hospital. I'm not going to mention this hospital because I'm fuming. I'm furious. I'm furious because of the treatment and just how can you just anyways, some hospital in Rustenburg. Cool. And then so now I was working remotely, ne? At that time I was working remotely around June, July, August. I was working remotely, and I told my bosses that, listen, I'm going to be out of the province because I wanted to come home to help my mother. So they booked my mom into an ICU. So every single visiting hour, I was there to just go see what's happening, you know. Like I would travel from home, like with my laptops and everything, to go work, you know. But at the same time, I had hoped. I had hoped that my mom would be okay. You know, I had hoped that because she was showing signs, sometimes she would lose mind nyana and talk about things that are really not there. Like, for example, because my mom was a teacher, she would talk about the kids at her school. You know, she would talk about things that are not really related to where we are now. But then I still had hoped that she would be okay when she woke up. Like, my mom is that person, she doesn't want to be nursed when she didn't want to be nursed when she was sick, right? So when that kind of drove her crazy. And then she was in ICU, and every single time I'd get there, the nurses would be telling me or asking me, who's this? Who's Aubrey? Aubrey's my big bro Bree. You guys know my brother, right? A lot of guys know my brother because, right? So, you know, she would call on us, you know, and tell people our stories, something that is not related to what we're doing, nothing related to what we're doing. But yeah, I had hoped that she would be okay. Sometimes she would want to just discharge herself, so they would cuff her, to not cuff her, but then lightly hold her to the bed so that she doesn't just discharge herself, right? So that's what my mom would do. She would also yell at me to say, let's go, because she was tired. But fast forward to a few months later, I think around, no, August, she was still in hospital. September, she was still in, yeah, late September, before my birthday. My birthday is on the 24th of September. Late September, she got discharged, right? And when she got discharged, she was at my aunt's place. And that's when she was at my aunt's place. That's when my aunt my grandmother was there. My aunt took responsibility of having to take care of her and do all of that. She wasn't going to work anymore because she couldn't. And then, man, the last time I saw her, she was getting better, and she said to me, "I'm okay, I'm all right." Of which is something that I'm so mad at her for, because, like, why would you say that to me when you know that you are not okay? With my observations, she was getting okay, she was getting better, but it had to be a long stretch. She had lost weight, but she was getting better, she was eating, and on the 3rd of November, 2022, I went to work in the morning. I called her. We called her. We all called her, actually. I called her. I was at work. Actually, my brother Bree called her first. And he called me back. He's like, "Yo, my lady, sharp. Dog, we need to go home. It was a Thursday. We need to go home this weekend." I'm like, "Yeah, I was planning to go home this weekend, so I'm going to go home. Let me call her." I call her. Like, "Hey, mama, how are you?" So she says to me, "I'm better. I am okay. I'm just going to the doctor to go check my lungs. But I am better. I love you." I'm like, "I'll see you weekend." And she says, "Okay." I'm at work, right? So my office didn't have windows. It was like a focus room. For people who are in the corporate world, I worked in a focus room, so there's no windows. I can't see outside, the daylight, the daytime outside, right? I'm working. It's the 3rd. I'm working. I knock off at 5 o'clock, or earlier, because I work remotely. So as long as as long as I have power wherever I am, that day I decided to go back to the office and go work there. I work, and I don't naga my phone. I don't naga the time. When I check the time, it is 7 o'clock. Hey man, I'm still at the office, 7 o'clock. I know I have a tender proposal to work on, but 7 o'clock, But anyways, I go home. I take an Uber home. I wasn't driving at that time. I take an Uber home. When I get home, I get a text from my little brother cousin. And he's like, "Hey, Msizo, please send me your new address in case I get lost or I need a place in Joburg." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I send an address. It's like, "Oh, send uncle's address as well." I send address. 10 o'clock, people from home come. Like my aunt, my uncle. One thing about my uncle never visits. Yay, my uncle never visits, and not in a malicious way or in a bad way, but you have to have a reason to have my uncle over. Ibale a good reason why. That was the thing, 10 o'clock, we home. Me and my sister. My sister is heavily pregnant, by the way, at that time. My uncle, my aunt, and my cousin brother, big brother, Kabelo, comes. They get there. I can see that their eyes are red. But I don't naga, but at the same time, I keep looking at them to say, 10 o'clock, you guys visit us at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, you guys visit us. Okay, my uncle asks for food. We dish up for my uncle. We give them juice. And then comes my aunt, just like, so when was the last time you guys saw your mom? You guys spoke to your mom? We like, no, we spoke to Anna earlier throughout the day. She said she's getting better. She said she's at the doctor and whatnot. Oh, my aunt is like, ish guys, I'm sorry. We tried. She didn't make it. Yo. We took a pause. It was me and my sister at the time. We took a long pause. It was a long pause. I'm really trying to put myself together and not cry, cause I'm not gonna cry. Give me a tone. Let me drink. We took a long pause. We took a long pause. And my aunt was like, please pack your bags. And Nerere, you guys should see the body before we take it to the mortuary. She's at home. On my way, I keep talking about Mama. Oh, that day, on my way from work, I was listening to, I remember so vividly, I was listening to Alicia Keys, like you'll never see me again. So every time you hold me like this is the last time. Promise that you love me like you'll never see me again. Something like that, you know. But I didn't realize that it was something. I didn't, you know, Osanagi, Nikisanagi anything at that time. Nikisanagi who like who was saying what and how. Fine. On our way, they tell my brother. My brother was my brother, the chef brother, Abud Giri. They tell Abud Giri, hey, this is no easy way to tell you this, but your mom is no longer. My brother Gary at that time was in Joburg because my brother Gary works everywhere. He's a chef everywhere, you know. And they said to him, and he was like, please guys, pick me up, wait. And then we picked him up. Yo. Guys, like, we were driving. We got there around 11, 12. Oh, so I was texting. So me and Bianca, we have daily calls, right? We call each other every day. This is my girl, you know. So Bianca, for those of you who don't know who Bianca is, just go onto my Instagram. You'll know who Bianca is. I don't know why she hasn't changed her name to Bianca, but yeah, Bianca. We have our daily talks, me and Bianca, and I'm like to Bianca, hey, you know my family is telling me this and this and this. Bianca's like, I can't sleep. I'll wait for Bianca at that time was in Rustenburg. No. It's like, hey, I'll wait for you. It's like, hey, I'll wait for you. We're driving. Everyone is like, like I didn't tell people yet. I'm hoping that my family would be like, hey, no, it's just a joke. We just wanted you guys to come home, you know, because something like this has never happened in our family. Yo. I got there, and the first person that I saw was, so my aunt has kids now, firstborn, Fefe. Fefe is like 20 now. Fefe, all his life, he knew my mom as his mom, because my mom namu raised her like that. Everybody, my aunt's kids, all of my aunt's kids, they knew my mom as their mother. I don't know when they snapped into it to say, but it doesn't make sense. How is my dad with this lady, but then this lady is my mom's little sister? I don't know how they blasted one and one, but then Fefe was very attached to my mother like that. He knew my mom as his mom like that, period. Doesn't know any other thing but that. Okay, cool. Is that my car? Oh no. Guys, yeah. I thought someone took my car, so yeah. So I got there, and the first person I don't want to see is Fefe, because Fefe is just gonna make me miserable. Got to the house, there she was. So cold. Oh, my mother was so cold. I remember saying, saying, but also at the same time, I kept on saying, Rubala, Rubala, meaning sleep, rest, my queen, rest. You know, I remember crying it out and saying it like that to say, sleep, my queen, sleep. You know, my sister is not a loud crier. My sister was that one who was like in shock. She was in shock, and she is heavily pregnant. And they kept on saying to me, don't cry too much because you're hurting your sister. Don't cry too much because you're hurting your sister. Dakhala keshem. Yo, guys, I didn't believe what I was seeing. I didn't believe, like, she was so cold, and she was just so cold, you know. And I tried to wake her up. I didn't, like, where is the thing running out of my mind? I really want to say I want to do CPR or CR7. What is that? Is it a CR7 or CPR? You. But that was what happened, you know. And she was sick. I understood that she was sick, but I had only taken 3 weeks Kisamoni because of work. And I would call her every now and then. We would gossip about people to say, yo, me mang ar. Yo, Chomi. I called my mom Chomi. Chomi, this and this and this and this. Chomi, I need money for this and this and this and this. Even though I was working, I still ask my mom for money. Because, you know, yeah. From there on, the funeral happened. Me and my sister, if there's one thing that I am grateful for, if there's one thing that I'm grateful for from my mother, is giving me a sister like the one that I have. This one. People ask me, why do I have my sister's name tattooed to me? What if we fight? What if she pisses me off and whatnot? To be honest, I've never had a fight with my sister. Like, this whole 26 years, I've never had a fight like that with my sister, because my sister is a very, you know, hasn't dumela. Okay, to some people, but to me, she's my biggest cheerleader. She's an amazing woman, you know. And I wish people could have a person like her in you guys' lives. I'm sorry. My sister's an amazing person, and I will never take that away from her. She's like, I don't know how to explain my sister, but she is the definition of perfect for me. She's the definition of perfect for me, you know. And she was there throughout. Like, if we needed to do something, she'd be like, listen, Nana, we're gonna do this. When I had a problem, to say, but then now, why are they putting tentes on or whatnot? She'd be like, listen, Nana, do however you want, but please calm down. You know, I'm still in disbelief, you know. It's been 6 months, but I'm still in disbelief. I am still in disbelief that how, like, my thing is how. I don't understand. I don't understand how, you know, how do you do that? Where did you see that happening in our family? Like, how do you leave your kids? Like, how? And why did you say you were okay that day, the last day, you know? So I end up doing things that could possibly, I just want to feel something. I end up doing things that could possibly make me feel something from her, or her presence, or something. So her last meal, because she was with my grandmother and my aunt, her last meal was a Wimpy burger, apparently. So I find myself just going to Wimpy and just, I don't know, it's a stupid thing to do. I don't know, but I just want to feel something. I just want to feel her presence, you know. I go to her grave. You know, I have so many pictures of her now, like in my room. There's this one picture in particular that I just look at when I just want to talk to her, and I still say, Chomi Mar, why? Chomi, why would you do that? Chomi, like, Kito, how do I move on? How does life work now? Because everything that I did, I wanted to do it so that I can come back to you and say, I did it, you know? I wanted to be on TV, and you said TV was something, you know, and I did it, and I wanted to do that, and I wanted to come back to you and say, I did it, you know, and I was at the peak of my career. I had, yo, my bill, my bill. Okay, we good. Oh, I was at the peak of my career. You understand? I was at the peak of my career. I had gotten a job in Santon, class office, great job title, you know. And I wanted you to see all of that, you know, like I sorry, I got cut off by time there. And one thing that I realized that I do is that I, sure, I want people to stay. I want people to stay in my life because, like, say now we meet for lunch. I don't want it to end because you're gonna say you're gonna leave, you're gonna see me tomorrow, and then next thing you don't see me. You know, next thing you're doing the same thing that she did. She said she's gonna see me. She said she's gonna be fine. She said she was okay. Next thing she's not okay. Wait, tlhaloganya. um with my friends as well, when we are out, I don't want it to end because what if it's the last time, you know? What if it's the last time I see them, you know? When I'm home, when I'm at my aunt's place, I don't want to leave because I just want to feel something. That's her last resting. That was her last, that's where she took her last breath. I want to sleep in the room that I found her in. And sorry. Okay, I feel like I've said quite a lot, but yeah, I'm dealing with this as best as I know how, but I don't know because I've never been into this. I've never spoken or had somebody close to me through this so that I know and see how, like, I'm gonna be okay. You understand? Um, there's no remedy. There's no remedy, to be honest, on in terms of how you can deal with this. Um, there's only sorry guys, like I was saying, there's no remedy as to how you can do this. Sorry, there's no remedy as to how you can do this, but I'm grateful for the people that are here to help me and assist me in the grief that I'm going through. Even though sometimes I just feel alone, I feel like, why am I still here? Because the person that I lived for is not here, you know. Lived for. And in terms of my relationship with God, it's a bit shaky, to be honest. And I know it's a bit for me to say that, but it's a bit shaky because every time when I have to pray, I'm thinking that I prayed, but I asked you, God, Hore, please save my mother. I'm at the peak of my career. I have so many things that I wanted to do, so many things that I wanted to give her, to do for her. You know, I just need you to save her for me. And you didn't. But I'm still expected to pray. I'm expected to believe that you are still with me. You know, it hurts. Like, some days are better than others, but yo, when it hits, it hits. When it hits, it hits. I give to Mama, when it hits, it hits. Like, sometimes you would just be sitting and then you remember something out of the blue. Like yesterday, my brother was home, Brie, and my grandmother and my brother were talking about how my mom was and whatnot. Oh, it hits. It hits to say she was an amazing person. Haisali, she is an amazing person. You know, we're talking in past tense, you know, and it becomes very real when you get to her grave. It hit me so much when I saw the coffin dropping down. I'm not sure, but I will be okay. I will be okay. I will go see someone. I will talk to someone. I will be okay. But as at the moment, I am struggling. I'm struggling so hard. Hi. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to accept. It's like waiting for somebody for a very long time, and you're still waiting, but people keep on saying "moto hardly," you know. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, but I will get through it. I will be okay. I will be all right. It will be okay, even though I don't know when. I can't wait for the day it is. I feel like sometimes I could just call her to say, "Yo, Chomi, like," I feel like it's a rehearsal. Have you ever felt like you are rehearsing for something? I feel like this is a rehearsal. I'm ready for you guys to say, "Okay, fine, cut. Let's do this again." Oh, let's not do this again. That's how it feels. Okay, so do more, talk more, you know, come home, stay home, you know. This whole thing even affected me to a point where, like, I lost my job, you know, because I was making many mistakes. I did a lot of mistakes. I wasn't concentrating. I wasn't within the job anymore, you know. And I had quite a few people offering me a job and whatnot. But quite frankly, had I taken a job January, February, I was still gonna mess it up because I was still a mess. You know, I was still a mess. Right now I'm working on finding me and being me without thinking of, you know, there's so many things that you see when your parent passes on. So many things that you discover, the things that she shielded me. Okay, I'm gonna cut this video now here because it wasn't supposed to be this long, but I just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in. I am back. I am gonna be back and better and serving you guys. I'm gonna be serving you guys content for days. You know, my SD card just is beeping now to say so I'm going to be serving you guys full on content. I am back on YouTube, and thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being with me. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your warm condolences messages. Thank you for your heartwarming messages every now and then on my socials, and thank you for the calls. Thank you for your support. You know, it's been good, it's been great, it's been absolutely amazing. I will be posting more and more. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we are back on YouTube. I go by the name of Botshelo Poeng. In case you didn't know, now you know. Love you loads.